Hello, this is IDOBEMOS back with another Hypixel Skyblock video. Today, I'm going to show you how to easily max the hardest skill in the game, social. And I know that sounds weird because most players think of foraging, fishing, or dungeoneering when they hear hardest skill. But social is different. Unlike almost every other skill except maybe alchemy, you can't just grind it out quickly by playing normally. Social usually takes forever. You need a ton of unique visitors, or you need people to spend a lot of time on your island. And that is why social is by far one of the hardest skills to max in Hypixel Skyblock. I'm currently ranked number 936 in Social XP, so I've actually spent a lot of time looking into this skill. And today I'm going to show you a method that can max it in only a couple of hours. And no, this is not fake clickbait. This method uses an item called the Loudmouth Bass. Here's how it works. First, you get a loudmouth bass. Then you use it to fight another player who also has one. The winning bass eats the losing bass and gains its weight. But here's the important part. The player who loses the fight gets social XP. So for once, losing is actually the strategy. Even with a very low weight bass, you get a minimum of 100 social XP when you lose. But with the right setup, you can get way more. A booster cookie gives you more social wisdom. The Century Party invitation also helps. And with the current Year 500 raffle event going on, you can get around 230 social XP from each bass loss. That means the whole method is extremely simple. You get a lot of loudmouth bass. You fight against a heavier bass. You lose on purpose. And you repeat that until your social skill is maxed. To put this into perspective, Social 25 needs around 272,800 total social XP. So if you get around 230 XP per loss, you need roughly 1,200 bass losses. That sounds like a lot, but these fights are very fast if you have another player helping you. So with enough bases, this can actually be done in only a few hours. Now there is one more thing that can make the method better for coins. If your bass reaches 50 pounds, and then you lose with it, you can receive Skeleton the Fish. Skeleton the Fish is auctionable, and depending on the current auction house price, it can help you get some of your coins back. So if you only care about speed, you can just lose low-weight basses. But if you want to recover some coins, you can try to grow some basses to 50 pounds before losing them. Just make sure to check the auction house price first because prices can change very quickly. Now, let's quickly talk about the odds. In case some of you like to gamble, this part is actually pretty interesting. The game basically tells us that the heavier base is more likely to win. The exact formula is not officially confirmed, so I don't want to pretend that this is 100% proven. But the most likely and most logical model is weight-based. So if a 1-pound base fights a 1,000-pound base, the small base would have around a 1 in 1,001 chance to win. That is about 0.1%. But if it somehow wins, it becomes a 1,001-pound base. So for weight, this is probably fair on average. Low chance, huge reward. High chance, small reward. And even if the big base keeps winning and gets heavier, the same logic still applies, because the reward for beating it also gets bigger. I'll put the simple math on screen here. If you want to look at it more closely, you can pause the video for a second. But for social XP, we don't really care about winning. We care about losing fast. And now comes the coin trick. If you care about coins, you should not just throw away expensive base weight randomly. Bass weight itself can actually be valuable, because collectors often buy high weight loudmouth base. Depending on the market, people may pay around 1 million coins per pound, sometimes even more. So the smarter version is this. You play with a trusted friend and grow one base to 50 pounds. Then you make that 50-pound base fight a much heavier base. The 50-pound base will most likely lose, which gives you Skeleton the Fish. But the important part is, the weight is not deleted. The bigger base eats it and gains the 50 pounds. So if the bigger base is yours or belongs to someone you trust, you still keep the weight value. It is just moved on to another base. That means you get social XP, you get Skeleton the Fish, and the weight can still stay inside your bigger base. So for pure speed, just lose low weight loudmouth base items. But for better coin efficiency, grow them to 50 pounds first, then lose them into a bigger trusted base. This method is honestly crazy because social used to be one of the slowest and most annoying skills in the entire game. But Loudmouth Bass completely changes that. So if you still need social XP, this is probably one of the best times ever to max the skill. That's it for the video. If this helped you, subscribe for more Hypixel Skyblock guides. I'm IDOBEMOS and I'll see you in the next one.